Hi there, this is Anais Smith. Welcome to my channel on family law and mediation and related topics. Today I want to discuss the purpose of an Anton Piller application. So an Anton Piller application will basically be an ex parte application, which means the respondent will not be notified of the order until after the order was granted. So the purpose of the application is for the applicant to get an order from the court giving the application permission basically to enter a premises to obtain certain documentation if there is a threat that the documentation might be destroyed prior to the trial or prior to discovery. So there are two cases that I would like to refer you to. The one is a Shoba case, and the other one is Vizia. So what I will do is I will put the full citations of the cases at the end of this clip so that you can refer to that. So in the Shoba judgment, the court set out the necessary requirements for the application. So first of all, it's that the applicant must establish a prima facie cause of action against the respondent, which he intends to pursue. And he must prove to the court that the respondent is in possession of that specific documents or things which constitute vital evidence in substantiation of the applicant's cause of action. But in respect of which the applicant can claim no real or personal right, which means that the applicant doesn't have a right to the documents, but the documents is important for him to prove his case. Okay, and then you also need to prove to the court that there is a real and well-founded apprehension that this evidence may be hidden or destroyed or in some manner spirited away by the time the case comes to trial, or at any rate to stage of discovery. And the applicant asks the court to make an order designed to preserve the evidence in some way. So basically, once the order is granted, you will take the order. An independent attorney will go with the sheriff to collect the necessary documents. This order will then be given to the respondent, and then they will have to give access to the applicant to get the relevant documents. So it's very important that when you bring this application that you guard against certain problems. So here in the case of Vizia Corporation versus Collaborate, Matopo AJ made the following judgment. It says here, the Anton Piller order is directed at preserving evidence that would otherwise be lost or destroyed. It's not a form of early discovery, nor is the mechanism for plaintiff to ascertain whether it may have a cause of action. The cause of action must already exist, and the preserved evidence must be identified. A prima facie case must be made out. So it's very important that you are very specific in your application as to what documents you want and what the purpose of that documents are. Because the court will not grant the application if those things are not clearly set out. And you might have to be sure prior to the application that the respondent is in actual possession of the specific documents that you are referring to. Also, you have to have a real and well-founded apprehension on the side of the applicant that the documents will definitely be destroyed. Furthermore, the court will weigh the rights of the applicant to have access to that specific documents, to the right of the defendant's right of privacy. So those have to be clarified in your application. Because obviously, as the applicant, you don't specifically have a right to that documentation. You just want it to be preserved. So you need to motivate to the court why the application, your right to view, to have access to the documentation is more important than the respondent's right to privacy. Also, that you need to what you need to take consideration of when you read this case of Vizia, you need to establish whether this document's actually related specifically to the applicant, because you can't have access to documents that contain confidential information relating to other companies. So this is what happened, and then the respondent then brought a counter application to against this Anton Piller application to avoid the applicant to have access to all the documents. So basically, what happened is they went and they collected computers and documents, and on those computers, the company actually had was actually also stored with other information. So you need to be very specific as to what exactly the information is that you require, and if there is going to be a breach of confidentiality relating to other companies, then you have to find another way to get the documentation, or because you can't just go and collect documents that relates to other companies as well. I hope you find this helpful. I'll put the full citations of the referred case law at the end of this clip, and then you can like and subscribe and share this clip. Until next time.